Everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 25, Riverbend Spring Scratch Start, episode 18. Our goals are to get more money. There's nothing we need to do to our fields specifically, so we just want to get money. We want to get that Bednar planter, and I would love still to upgrade the forage wagon. And when we get to July, we'll be selling a couple thousand, like 6,000 soybeans. But for now, we're at 57,000, which is about 51,000 from last month, and our usual monthly lettuce income. But we're just gonna, as usual, get the wood dealt with. That's actually kind of our major non-contract income right now, happening monthly. Pretty good like that. And so yeah, today hopefully we get, I'm thinking the forage wagon first, because we will get more immediate use out of it, and then we can worry about getting the Bednar planter after. Part of the deal is that I'm hoping by the time we come to buy the planter that it's actually in the sale. I missed out on a baler that was in the sale that would have been a really good thing to have, but we'll get one eventually. I'm not really after a baler hardcore right now, so it's not a big deal. Anyway, I'm going to go sell this wood. All right. Another 7 grand for that. That's pretty good. Try to do this better. Get this turnaround done right. Yeah, like that. Alright, so now we're just going to look at contract work again. I am going to check the field, make sure they don't need anything. They all fit nicely in that, so everything looks pretty good. We don't know what the yield. Why? You let me buy. I don't need the soil information. Okay, I can just buy it again. Economic analysis. Okay, we're down. We put various amounts in. So we're currently minus 3,400 on that field. We don't have any economic analysis on that field for some reason. Nor on that one. I don't understand. Okay, value mode, I guess, is what we want to see. Looks like we're up. Like we're up 7,000. I'm not sure how that works, but okay. Go value mode again. Okay, well, that is that. So let's see if we have any decent contracts. Bale wrapping, always a good value. I think we will take it. We don't need a deadwood contract. We've still got plenty of wood in the sawmill. But we will take this bale wrapping for sure. And if we can get a good hoeing contract, we can send our guy out to do hoeing. And in fact, we could get a second hoeing contract and have our guy do that one too. Well, weeding is valuable, but we don't have a weeder, so that makes it a little less valuable. So I'm going to get us all set up and working and get this back to the farm and get going on all of that. So I will talk to you in a minute. All right, this field's right next to the store too, so that makes things real nice. And we got the workers started on hoeing field 6. We'll send him out to 51 when he's done there, while we continue to do these wrapping items. There's no need for auto drop. Oh, turn on automatic drop. There we go. Alright, so this should be pretty easy. Pretty easy work. Right. Well, I will talk to you when we are done with this. Alright, our worker has finished in 6, so I'm going to go set him on 51, if I can find him. There we go. You, sir, go do field work in 51, please. And we'll see if that happens. We're most of the way done here now. Just 5 or 6 more of these to do. Still hoping for a friendly... Oh, he's blocked by an object. What could he possibly be blocked by? Okay, he's moving. Alright, still hoping for any of the different things we're looking for. A big forage wagon, you know, like the Colossus forage wagon would reduce the number of trips we have to make by a factor of, well, about 3, right? Like, it would be great, like, instead of 3 trips, it's 1 trip. Okay, we've got just 2 of these bales left, and we can move ourselves on to something else. So for reference, while that's wrapping, the cedar we want is the Bednar at 116. And maybe there's add-ons? No. Maybe a bigger tank. No. So, and no tire roller. As awesome as that would be, I don't think that gives us the rolled. But 122 for that. And then while I'm wrapping this other one here, we'll take a look at what's so we need 122 for the cedar. But again, I'd rather get that cedar used if I can. Alright, and while that's wrapping and finishing up, we'll have a look quickly at the forage wagons. So 100 no, the realistic one. 103 for that one. We won't get a silage tank. So we're looking at really just the 103. So we need 200. We need 200K. This contract is finished, so why don't we go and bale wrapping? Why don't we go look at, we can get our money for that one. And then we'll look at, it appears there are no more bale wrapping ones out there, so we can just turn in this guy as well. And we can go have a look and see where our guy is. Okay, he's headed there still. Good. So, other possible missions. More hoeing. Mowing is nice and easy work. We could probably do a spraying. And at 500, it wouldn't even matter. We could get, we have our own sprayer, so there's really no reason to do that. I think we'll just borrow this equipment and go do 89. Yep. Yeah, and this thing comes with a front weight. That's why they didn't give me a front weight. Nice. Alright, so I will see you at 89. Alright, here we are at 89. And we're just going to do that. Our employee is working on there we go. Our employee is working on that hoeing job. He made it there and he's doing his work. We'll probably send him on another hoeing job. This is going to take a while, or usually does. Weeding is not that fast. That's why I prefer the hoeing contracts, because they're nice and quick. You can drive pretty fast with that hoe. So we're just gonna weed this up. About halfway done. What is a Pottinger servo? Let's go have a quick look at that. Oh, that's a plow. Okay, we don't want a plow. We own a plow. So get out of that and keep going. But yeah, we're about halfway done here, and or maybe more, I don't know. It feels like there are a decent amount of weeds on the ground, so we may have to do the whole thing, contrary to how it was on the last, the weeding contract we did last episode, the bigger one. We only really had to do about 2/3 of the field to complete the contract, which was quite interesting. But cool nonetheless. Our helper has hoed. This is his second field in the same time that we've been doing our other stuff. So pretty good to have him going alongside. All right, well, we're at 99%, and I don't think we're going to have to do the headlands, and I am correct. Nice. So while we were doing that, our hoeing contract also completed, so we'll collect on that. And before we turn this in, see if there's any good weeding. 87 right next door. We'll take it. And hoeing. Oh, a new one, 35. We'll definitely take that one and send him off to do that. So it's just hoeing and weeding and hoeing, basically. But we need the money. I want to get to that forage wagon. And maybe we don't get the Colossus. Maybe we get a slightly smaller but more affordable one. We will have a look again in a minute. First, we need to set up our field work for this guy. I think just sending him right there is probably a good way to go. And then we need to get ourselves over to 87, which is just down the road. I don't think we even need really to fold it up, but we might as well. And since it's right over here, we'll get this started. I almost bought this, well, not that farm. I almost bought this farm as my starter farm, but decided that the existing main farm was still a better option. It would have been weird because we would have had to drive pretty far to get to smaller fields. And yeah, that wouldn't have been as good. So I think I made the right decision, even if it would be cool to start on a different farm. But anyway, our worker is off to 87 our worker's off to 61, and we are currently weeding 87. I'm not seeing the percentage go up. Oh, that's because I'm still looking at the wrong one. All right, well, with that confusion out of the way, I'm just going to get going on this. Get this going, get it done. Well, the hoeing contract completed, and this guy is just about completed. So we need to be looking into what we're going to do next. Really, the only thing we can do next is more contracts. Although we have a decent amount of money now, we could probably go do some equipment flipping real quick. I think that might be a good idea. And fix up a few pieces of equipment and get them going. And before I even finish this, I'm going to send this tractor to go to the yard here, not the yard, the shop there, so that when we're done with this, it'll already be on the way. I don't think there are any tractors to flip, but yeah, see, this contract's finished. We can collect all this stuff. And we're nearly to our next piece of equipment. Let's see what we can flip here. Okay, this is all kind of inexpensive stuff, unfortunately. but we can still make a little bit on it. So we'll just get this guy as is, and this guy, and we'll grab this Terraplex. We can just shove it into the, that's worth the effort. Yeah, we can just push it over. All right, I think those are the ones that are going to be our best option here. And this guy was almost back. So we'll just take over here and get that equipment flipped. Now at this scale, 20,000, I'm not going to make that much, but we ought to get to the point where we can afford. Uh-oh. I won't have to bring. There we go. Don't fall over, please. All right. Wow, that was close. I got to remember not to do those the wrong way. So we'll get this guy over there. The other guy over there, that'll give us room for the shove. Alright, so we'll drop him. We'll get the other one. Yeah, this will be, I don't know. Let me predict, maybe $6,000 profit total. We had about 96, I think. So we'll repair, and he's currently worth 25. We repaint. $35 and sell. Nice. Okay, and this guy is worth 17, but after a repair and a repaint, he's worth 25. Yep. Now we just got to go back and grab, push that thing into place. Now I wouldn't recommend doing this in real life, pushing a header across the parking lot. I imagine that will cause more damage than the repair would be worth. But lucky for us, this doesn't cause a big problem. That ought to be in far enough. Yep. A repair and a repaint. Worth 30,000 now. What did we pay? 21? So I actually made, I think, more. I think we actually made more there than 6,000. We made about 9 or so. We're at 105. We go back and look at forage wagons. Yeah, so that guy's basically not quite doubles our capacity. We really do need to look into, we got to come up to this 103. So we could get this guy right now. but we won't need him for a couple of months. Look, we don't need him for this thing go. Well, we need him next month. We might as well just buy him and have him for next month. Now I can't bring both. Can't bring all three with me, unfortunately. Oh, I think I can actually. I think I know what I'll do. So if I put you on front, and I put the weight on the back, I should be able to tow that forage wagon through the weight, if we're lucky. We're going to buy that forage wagon. The Super Collect 533. Oh, and then we can sell our other one. We won't be able to afford to repair and repaint it, but it'll still be worth some effort. So, no cover, no design, no tank. Maybe just get chrome toothpaste. Whoa, that is pretty cool looking. Yeah, I like it. And then the frame, we can also go with chrome toothpaste, or maybe chrome blue. Wow, that's crazy looking. I don't think I want to do it. I just can't. But what if we go with a custom blue in a matte would be pretty cool. Oh, that is scary looking. Okay, let's actually back out of that, go back in, and just buy it as normal. Except I am gonna matte this, yeah, there we go. It didn't cost us any extra. 103. We're gonna buy it. Yes, sir. All right. Now that's looking pretty good. So hopefully we can actually drag it back, and we'll bring the other one back. No, apparently not. All right. Well, we'll have to go drop this stuff off, and wow. Yep. All right, we're back, and we've dropped off the hoe, swapped the weight back to the front, and brought the old one with us. Now, like I said, we won't be able to afford to repair and repaint, I don't think, but we can at least sell it. And if we can repair, I will. Oh, well, yeah, we can definitely afford to repair it. We can't afford to repaint it. Okay, yeah, we can't, but we can still sell it. Get 23 grand for it. That will definitely be good. And now we can bring our new one home. He's a big boy, but it's at least going to be 3 times more easy on the pickup. So now we're just saving for the planter. Now I do hope 230 was actually enough to run this thing, because that would be pretty sad. I didn't actually check. It looks like it 150. Nice. Okay, cool. Okay, we're looking good on that now. Now we could even probably start doing some silage or something with this thing. Not right away, but eventually. There's probably some fields out there that would maybe be bad for growing, you know, your standard crops, but might be pretty okay for grass. Maybe even one of these fields down here. Won't be enough grass, we could be rolling in the silage. Get a traditional silage bunker down, and we're just going to drop this guy right back where we had the other one stashed. Assuming we can actually drive. Alright. No, I can do this. I swear I can park it. A little bit more. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so we have upgraded, which is awesome. And that puts us just back at what do we do to keep this thing going. And I do believe that just means more contracts for the current time. I think maybe we should spray that field off. Yeah, 23. We'll just spray 23 off. We have our sprayer, and I think we even have herbicide. So we will just get that rolling. This guy has a sensor on him, but like this other, that thing has a sensor on him. But I do like this tractor. Still not really a fan of its look, but drop the fert and pick up herbicide. Hopefully we've actually got a decent amount. That's not a decent amount. I suspect it's going to be not enough. We do have a little bit of money on us. Of course, the profit from this will not be that much. But I don't want to drive all the way, you know, I am going to drive all the way up there, and if I have to, I'll go get more. I suspect this is not enough, but it could be. Especially with the sprayer has its own sensor set up. I don't have to worry about that. So I'll see you at 23. Alright, here we are at field 23. We're just gonna really just get going on this. And I hope that we have enough herbicide. And the answer is probably no. Which is unfortunate. I was really hoping we'd be using less. but we'll go through it. All right, well, that's about it. It's about 4 in the afternoon, game time, and we have made a decent amount of money today, enough to buy the forage wagon, which I think is pretty good. We didn't really make as much off this as I was hoping, only about 1,000, given that we had to buy another tank of herbicide. But it was still money, and now we've got half a tank of herbicide available for other use, which there may be more spraying contracts next month. Although next month we actually have work on our own fields to do, so that will be awesome. But as of right now, I want to thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will catch you next time.